Good afternoon, everyone. Wait for a second. My name is Madison Cody, and I have the honor and pleasure of being one of the chaplains here. One of the beautiful things that I love about Cedarfield is that it is a place where so many people can come together and form such a beautiful community. I have a book called To Bless the Space Between Us, and in it there is a blessing and a poem on meeting strangers. And so many of us come to Cedarfield as strangers and then end a part of this wonderful place and all of the people in it. And so, with respect and reverence, that the unknown between us might flower into discovery and lead us beyond the familiar field, blind with the weed of weariness and the old walls of habit. May something new and beautiful grow in this unknown space. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. Time sure flies when you're having fun. Happy August. Welcome to our August Town Hall meeting. Hope everybody has had a good August so far. Before we get started with the agenda, let's start with some good news. Who has some good news to share with the group? I see someone in the left-hand side of the room who's very anxious to share some good news.
Well, I just found out that I'm going to be a great-grandmother for the first time. Very
That's
exciting.
wonderful news.
Thank you. In February.
Congratulations. In February. February is a very good month to have a baby, right, Mr. Large? Yeah, we share the same birthday in February, so February is a good month to have a birthday. Who else has good news? Okay, got some more coming.
Mine is the same as hers. I'm going to be a great grandma. No, in a few more months.
More good news. Wonderful. I think there was a hand up here. Okay.
The weather has cooled off.
It sure has. How about the right side of the room? Any good news there? We have to kind of keep it even. Good news? No? How about any team members in the room with good news? Where's James Hicks? He's pointing in front of where he's... James Hicks, stand up a second. I won't embarrass the birthday girl in the room, but we have a birthday boy coming up.
Yes, Friday is my birthday. Thank you. Thank you. I look good for 49, don't I? Yeah. Where am I? Man, I wish I had register. I have nothing, no comeback for that. But let me just, I'm going to jump the line real quick since I have the microphone. I do have good news, and it is really good news, and it's nothing to do with my aging or anything, but I have a new heart of the department, and I'm going to introduce her right now. Her name's Bailey Lane. Stand up, Bailey. This is the new assistant administrator. What are you?
Administrative assistant.
Yeah, that's it. The heart of the department. Thank you. She started Monday.
How apropos wearing a heart sweater when he is going to announce you as the heart of the department. Good luck working with James. We have more good news in the back of the room. Karen Tate.
I do have good news.
Hold your microphone up. Mm-hmm.
My grandson, Jackson Tate Ball, was born last Thursday. 8 pounds, 14 ounces.
Woo!
And they're all doing great.
Any other good news? All right, then we will get started. I have some interesting numbers to share with you. You know, I like to do this from time to time. The first number is 56, And 56 was the number of tours our marketing ladies did in the last 30 days. 56, and they sold quite a few out of the 56 who have come to see us. 5 minutes and 2 seconds is the average response time to a pendant or a pull cord in independent living. Now, that's pretty quick if you think about all the cottages that are in the mix, too. So not only do Anne and Adeline respond to emergencies in the cottages and the apartments, but that also includes emergencies that happen after hours so that our healthcare team is responding as well. So 5 minutes and 2 seconds for that. The next number is 88%. And that is resident overall satisfaction with their experience living at Cedar Field. So I think 88 is pretty good. 309, I'll give you a hint. This has to do with James Hicks again. Exactly. He's going to be 309 on his birthday, and his team in the month of June completed 309 work orders. The next number is 217, and that is the number of candidates that have applied to nursing positions in the last month. Now, I will say some of them worked at McDonald's or worked in mechanic shops and weren't qualified for some of the jobs, but 217 applied. And the last number is 73. And 73 is the temperature on 8/6, which is quite amazing for August in Richmond, 73 degrees. Also have a nice weekend ahead of us, too, with lower temperatures. So please get out and enjoy that. All right, moving on in the agenda, Emily.
Good morning, afternoon. It is catchy. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Adler. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at Cedar Field. I also will start with an interesting statistic as well, or a number for us. This came up in our area meeting on Monday, so I was asked to share this. The average age at move-in. So when I first started here 3 years ago, the average age at move-in of the residents joining us was age 83. Now, 3 years later, does anyone have a guess as to what the average age is now in 2025? Oh, yeah, we're really close. The answer is 77. So I'm sharing that with you. Last month, we welcomed three new residents. We have Anita Schneider, who is joining us in the independent living side of the building in apartment 481. And then we had David and Sandy Byer, who have moved into cottage 10,023 on the court. Right now, our occupancy is at 94%. And with the number of folks that we have who are in the process of coming to Cedar Field, we're at 97% reserved and occupied. And finally, I have very exciting news. We all know it. I certainly know it, that Cedar Field is the top of the top. And I just wanted to share with you all that after we had an opportunity to vote for Virginia Living Magazine's top retirement communities, and we were successful and made that list this year. So I'm thrilled to share that news with you. Whenever those opportunities come along, I really hope that you'll take the time to submit your vote for Cedar Field. It's always so wonderful for our name to get out in front of new people and new faces. And so I thank everybody who contributed to us receiving that recognition. And that is going to be shared in their November publication. So we'll be sure to have some copies around so that you all can see that. Thank you very much.
So Lauren Burnett will not be joining us for this meeting, but Kate Seiler will. And today is Kate's birthday. She beat James to the punch. We gave him some praise for it being his birthday later this week, but today is Kate's birthday. I won't tell you what number she is.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kate Seiler. I'm the Associate Executive Director. And I have a couple of things to talk about, but the first thing that I wanted to mention is Brittany Ingram Atkins has gone on maternity leave, and last Tuesday she had her baby girl. Her name is Avery, and she was born at 7 pounds, 7 ounces. We were all a very happy and proud bunch when she sent that information over. In fact, we had to wait for a picture to be sent very impatiently, but she is a beautiful baby girl. We are very happy that they are home and doing well. In the meantime of Brittany being on maternity leave, then I am the interim administrator of record for healthcare. Lauren Burnett is also going through an administrator and training program to become a licensed nursing home administrator. So you will see that she is handling a lot of the healthcare duties with my support as well. The next thing I wanted to talk about is our skilled stays and a little bit about that process. So right now we are at 9 skilled total beds filled. We do have beds available for community admissions and for Cedarfield residents. Our priority is always Cedarfield residents. If you have a hospital stay or a medical need, then we do encourage you to come over to health services. Whether those services can be met in assisted living or health care will be discussed with the social worker and yourself, depending on what is going on. But we do encourage community admissions as well, like what we had originally talked about when we first opened Medicare. We talked about friends and family. We do still have that going on, so if you have friends or if you have family who goes to the hospital and needs a skilled stay, then please talk to them about Cedarfield, and we would be happy to review the referral in our hospital referral system and see if we can meet their needs under a skilled stay within Poppy Place. The next thing is in health services, then we have promoted Emily Hicks to the social work health services manager. What that means is she is managing the social work duties for both healthcare and assisted living, but she is in the process of interviewing and hopefully moving forward with a hire for another social worker in health services soon. So if you see Emily, please congratulate her on her recent promotion. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have a new pharmacist with Remedy. Some of you may have met her. Her name is Heather Sturgill. She is here from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, still in the same area down at the 2300 shop. But she did give me a little bit of her background to talk to you about, since she was not able to physically be here today for this meeting, which she was very, very sad about. She wanted to be here and to be able to talk to you all herself. But a little bit about Heather. She graduated from VCU from a pharmacy program in 2005. And she has built a long and rewarding career in the retail pharmacy area since then, as she has found that helping people is her passion. Outside of work, she loves camping in her self-built Sprinter van. If you don't know what that is, I encourage you to talk to her about that, but that is a pretty neat thing for those who like the outdoors. And she loves hiking in Virginia mountains. She's traveled across the country twice and has been to 47 states and explored numerous national parks. She does not have kids at home. She has a spouse and 2 cats, but she has 12 nieces and nephews whom she loves to spoil. Her oldest nephew is 21, and her youngest are 3-year-old twin boys. So please welcome Heather to Cedarfield. Again, you can find her downstairs in the 2300 shop, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. James. James is signing autographs as he walks down the aisle.
See how much smarter she is? She went to straight read. See that? So for those of you that weren't turned around completely in your chairs, this is what Bailey Lane looks like front and center. You want to say anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hi there, my name is Bailey Lane. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, but I'm very excited to be a part of y'all's family in Richmond.
Thank you. Glad to have you. You can stay or you can leave, whatever you want to do. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's, you know, the way they open it, it's a community here, and it takes a lot of us to get one thing done sometimes. You talk about how many technicians does it take to screw in a light bulb? I mean, sometimes it's not just the technicians, but it's the people taking the phone calls and those orchestrating getting the technicians together, and then those that have to schedule things and get the parts and then move the ladder. And there's just a lot of things and moving parts that have to happen before we can be successful. So I'm James Hicks. I work in the maintenance department, engineering, fix-it, complaint department, whatever you want to call it. There's several projects going on around here, and I won't go into too much detail with them. You probably see on the third floor right now, we're starting to rip down the old vinyl wallpaper in the big house over here. So they have been instructed to do it neatly and quietly, nicely, this time. And I see them running a vacuum cleaner now, so I don't know how quiet it is, but they're cleaning up after themselves, and we anticipate this being a little bit cleaner and smoother of a project than it was on the second floor. So hold me to that. The other one is the EFIS project, as you know, outside. The contractor's clipping right along. He's come back around from Park View, and he's moving past A, and now he's in the B, and they're heading out that direction, quickly moving towards C. We think that this project will probably be done on that side with the windows in the EFIS probably by December. I mean, that's huge, right? You guys can sleep in again. No one's going to be peeping in the window looking at you, bothering you anymore. And then the pergola work is still going on out front, and we anticipate that being that's going to take a good bit. Probably that may be finished within the next, I think, 45 days very easily. So you're not going to see a lot of stuff going on over there come December, January. They're going to be on that side of the facility, popping out the windows and doing the AL stuff. So I'm excited about that. I'll get a lot less calls, I think. Some of the, heart-wrenching news. Yes, the elevator at Wellness is still busted. That is a bummer. It's more than a bummer, and I know it's an inconvenience for a lot of you, and I hear it, and I try to stay away from that into the building because I know you want to know when James is going to get fixed. And I don't know. I thought today I would come in here and tell you exactly when. There's a circuit board that went out on it. It's a Schindler elevator. It's a mini traction elevator. This is the newest, the latest, and the greatest, and it's supposed to be amazing. And it's so smart, it's telling us it's broken before it's broken. And the reality is it's broken and they can't get parts for it. So I think as Amy has mentioned before, these parts, these circuit boards, they don't just have on the truck. They have to order them. That being said, I can't get the contractor to give me a very clear and concise answer as to when it's going to be here. So as of today, I don't know. I can tell you this. Metro Elevator Company is going to be the contractor going forward come September 1st. So what I've done and my team has done is we've overlapped a little bit. Since I can't hear what TKE is doing with regard to this specific elevator, we've called Metro to have them come put their eyes on it as well. So we may have a solution by the end of the week, as quickly as Metro has been so far. The other update I wanted to give you was on the pond. I know those of us that see it every morning go, ooh, that looks yucky. There's a reason why it looks yucky. You know, the bubblers that are there that aerate the water don't run at night because they depend on the sun. And what doesn't the sun do at night? Shine. So we have to wait till the sun comes up a lot of times to get those bubblers going. Once the bubblers get going, it moves and agitates the water, and sometimes the breeze will blow the muck or the growth on the top to another area of the pond, and you're like, ooh, it looks better. What'd James do? Nothing. But the contractor I spoke to yesterday had said that we have one of the more better behaved ponds in the area. So bragging rights right there, Emily. I would use that in marketing right there. They told me because this biologically is functioning the way it should, and if we're doing what they tell us to do and the weather is perfect, things are copacetic with the wildlife and the aquatic life in that pond. That being said, there's still some things we can do better. We're looking at potentially putting more of an aerator type of fountain in there that will run on power, so at night it'll still agitate the water, and so in the morning you may not see that stagnant look to it. We're also looking at potentially adding some grass carp that could potentially benefit us to eat some of the undergrowth that's in the bottom of the pond. And then hopefully we won't have these 85-degree evenings that are promoting that algae growth. So we have a lot going for us this coming fall. But we are looking at it. We're continuing to gauge what we could do better with it. And I'm right now this close to getting the approval to go ahead and get the forebay cleaned up, which then will kind of, that area that we see on the parkway that's kind of it used to be black mud there, and now you just see the duckweed growing up through it. Now it's kind of green. That area is going to be dug back out, and it will help us with the silt infiltration into that area of the pond. So a lot of good things coming. Know that we have not given up on it, and I'm continuing to work at the back of the house, making sure that we continue to keep that project running. So I have a lot of the projects. If you're interested, come see me afterwards, and I'll give you an update. Thank you. The cutout. Oh, yeah. The first time the elevator went out, it's only been out a couple times, but the first time it went out, I noticed that we had an issue with getting into the building without a curb cut. There's an area that comes off of the fire lane. It'd be beautiful. It was a nice smooth ramp up into that sidewalk, and it's not. It actually has a curb. I've been working with an engineer and got the drawings and everything set up, so we have that is in motion to have that cut out and appropriately replaced with a tactile pad so that when you go up to it, you'll know, for those that are visually impaired, that there actually is a curb there, or it's actually a ramp rather. So we're step 3 into that process. By step 5, I think within the next 30 days, we should have that replaced. And it's interesting because we are Cedarfield, we want to do it right. There's actually a color of concrete that's used there. It's not just concrete, there's a palette of color. And right now we can't find that palette, so we're looking for that. We want to do it right and do it once. So that's coming in the near future. Cool? All right, thank you so much.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Neil Stoyer, Director of Dining. 2 full years I've been here. Can you believe that? Wow. Look at all that. Let's see, I didn't mention good news a little bit. My wife is here for the entire month of August, just about. And she brought her puppy, Louie, here. I guess I'm allowed to be by her a little bit. And my good news was we only spent $20 at PetSmart last night, so that was pretty good. Always a lot going on in dining, and thank you all for coming to all the venues and all the events that we have. One item that has come up recently in the news, there's a statute, July 1st, 2025, Statute 10.1-1424.3 about expanded polystyrene or styrofoam. And what the statute states is any business that has more than 20 locations and serves disposable styrofoam needs to stop doing that. And then next year at the same time, July 1st, it's going to be for everybody else in Virginia like us. So I have a little bit of a statement that we will refine about that. A goal for dining at Cedarfield is to be environmentally responsible by reducing the amount of single-use disposable products like cups, plates, and containers for takeout and beverage services. So last year, fiscal 2025, anybody got a guess how much we spent on disposables? Just for y'all? $100,000, anybody guess that? $200,000? $223,000. So that's a lot of items. So when you come up to the coffee station, or especially down in the cafe, because we have tea and water and all those things, just disposable paper coffee cups and lids and things, just that alone was about $4,000. So these things really do add up. 2026 will see the elimination of styrofoam products. Other compostable products are being investigated for quality and price. So some things that are, sure, we can put hot food on a paper or compressed cardboard plate, but after a half hour, you're going to be wearing it. So we have to look to see, if we, to get in the right product. And we'll go over the prices, and with the help of the dining committee, we're going to look at a lot of different things like that. I mean, for your information too, another number is we do 150 takeout meals a day between main dining and the cafe. So that's a lot of bags. It's a lot of, each bag might have 4 or 5 different containers in it. So it is a lot of product. Steps to reach a Go Green goal are to encourage residents to bring their own drink cups to our beverage stations and bring reusable bags for takeout meals. I don't have the numbers for that, but I will. I'll present to the dining committee, and maybe next month we can talk about that a little bit more. But you think about that, reuse, the campaigns for recycling have been going on for 60, 70 years, and we all have bought into it. We're all worried about the environment. Dining is already using reusable green containers for takeout meals as an option for residents. So should we make a change there? We have to discuss it and figure it out. If we get that same reusable container back, less than 20 times it has paid for itself. So think about that too. There is significant cost savings to residents when reusable containers are requested. So if you have any questions about that, I'll be available after the meeting. Otherwise, some of the fun that we're going to be having, wine tasting social is next week on Wednesday the 13th. There's going to be samples and items to purchase. That'll be in the Prima Club Room right here on the 28th. Holy cow. Let's see here. Anybody going to have to shine your shoes up back there, because we have a night of dancing and dinner. It'll be the Amalfi Coast, so we're doing Italian and music by the Self-Righteous Brothers. The Saturday suppers, we've done a couple of them now. Prime rib dinners have been a big hit. Normally we do between 110 and about 120 residents on a Saturday night. Those 2 nights, we averaged 165. So it is popular, and it is something different to come on Saturday night and enjoy. The service is quick. You get full salad bar and lots of items to choose from. So thank you for enjoying that. And then I'm trying to tighten the date up for the Chef's Night Out again in October. So I'll be available after the meeting for any questions. Thank you for your time. All right. Yeah. Here comes Sharon.
Good afternoon, all. I have just 2 items for you all today. The housekeeping department has started up the fall clean serving for this year, and for the month of August, it will be for the outside cottage. So these are the things that you can have done at this time. You can have your mattress turned, have your blinds washed, your oven clean, pull up your appliances and clean behind them, your comfort and your spread washing, and also your refrigerator cleaning. So are you interested in these items? You can give Kiana Young a call at 804-474-8752. Are you interested in these things? And also on August 11th, power washing will be beginning for all cottages. And we will be calling all residents the day before the power will start your cottage. And so we can have our guys to come out early that morning to help move your, excuse me, your pots, your plants, anything that you need. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Florence Brooks, Director of Resident Life and Wellness. It's good to be with you. I have 5 things to share. This month, at the request of 2 residents, we're launching a hearing support group. That group will have its first gathering on Wednesday, August the 27th at 3:30 in the Gathering Place. That's the small room across from the bank, from the ATM machine. Dr. Deborah Ogilvie, Cedarfield's audiologist, will facilitate the group. The group's goals are to share experiences and practical tips, learn communication strategies for restaurants, family gatherings, and social events, get expert guidance on hearing aids and support devices, and support each other and discover new resources. They talk about hearing loss as a silent accessibility issue, an invisible accessibility issue. So really encourage you, if you're interested, to check this out. That'll be on every 4th Wednesday at 3:30 in the Gathering Place. Really excited about Dr. Ogilvie's interest in being part of this experience. The second thing I want to share is that Cedarfield has begun a partnership with Virginia Voice. Virginia Voice's mission is to connect individuals with blindness and other disabilities to news, information, arts, and culture using technology and the human voice. We now have Virginia Voice programming available on Comcast Channel 972. It's 24 hours a day. There's something going on that channel. You can download a programming guide from the My Cedarfield app under Publications to see what's happening, and then have someone read that to you if you need to, and then to tune into 972 at any time to hear Virginia Voice. Third, June was a big month for resident life and wellness in many ways, but one of which is we rolled out quite a few publications, a new handbook for independent living, a new paper telephone directory, a new resident-run clubs and groups booklet. Copies of all of these materials can be found on the My Cedarfield app. You can also find hard copies in the Resident Business Center. If you wish to make any changes to the information in the paper or digital version of the Resident Directory, a form is available on the app or in the Resident Business Center. I also have brought hard copies of all of those documents with me, and I'm going to place them on the stage, so you're welcome to pick up a copy. If we run out, there's more just right across the hall in the Resident Business Center. Fourth, we've had over 75 residents order name tags. Sherilyn Heatwell is modeling the name tag. You'll see that shortly. But if you'd like to order a name tag, forms for that are also available in the Resident Business Center on the My Cedarfield app, and I'll have a few here on the stage. Fifth and finally, hopefully you've begun to notice that each month in your Informer, we have a special Pathways to Wellness page highlighting several domains, a workshop or two, weekly challenges, and intentions. This month, the focus of Pathways to Wellness is to refresh and center, and we have 2 workshops I want to bring your attention to. The first is on August the 18th at 11 a.m. in the Gathering Place. Carol Thompson will lead this workshop called Movement as Medicine. She'll be talking about how gentle movement can enhance your daily well-being and energy. And then the next workshop will be the next day on August the 19th, which is a Tuesday, at 11 a.m. in the Gathering Place. Ann Hopper, the Cedarfield Wellness Clinic nurse, will lead a workshop on prevention as self-care, and we'll be talking about strategies that can enhance both your physical and emotional well-being. So I hope that you'll try to participate in one or both of those workshops as time is available. In closing, I'll offer you Anne Lamott's quote, "Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you." And finally, I'd like to introduce our next person, Amy Chapman.
Okay, who else has been thinking about styrofoam a lot? Anybody? I've been thinking about styrofoam a lot, I admit it. So when I grew up in the 80s, we had something called the Pepsi Challenge. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that campaign? It was a blind taste test. And I grew up in New York City, and typically outside a subway station, there would be a young woman there with a tablecloth that said Coke on one side and Pepsi on the other side. And she'd say, okay, put on this blindfold, and I'm going to let you taste this cup, A and B, and tell me which one you like the best. And sure enough, it was called the Pepsi Challenge. I chose Pepsi. 3 days later, I did it again just to make sure it worked the first time. And sure enough, I chose Pepsi. Well, when I heard about the styrofoam thing that's going on right now, I talked to some friends about it. I talked to my husband about it. And he said, why are you worried so much about it? And I said, because it's probably costing my organization $200,000 a year on styrofoam. And, you know, some people really like styrofoam. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, Chick-fil-A. Everyone who goes to Chick-fil-A likes getting their drinks in the styrofoam cups, right? He said, okay. I said, Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Everyone likes getting their smoothies in the styrofoam cups. People who drink those drinks like it because of the styrofoam cups. So I did my own blind taste test. I went to Chick-fil-A, which I normally don't go to because I'm a vegetarian, so chicken sandwiches don't really apply to me. But they have a really good frozen lemonade. Anybody ever try it? You should try it, it's good. I brought my daughter a frozen lemonade, and I left it on her kitchen counter, and I said, I dropped you off a little treat. So when you get home from work, it's there waiting for you. Well, the next day I went to her house, and it was still sitting there. And first of all, I thought, why didn't she throw it away if she wasn't going to drink it? But she said, I tasted it, and it just didn't taste the same as it usually does. And you know why? It wasn't in a styrofoam cup. They changed it to the plastic cups. So do your own blind taste test and let me know if the styrofoam cups really make a difference. It did at our house. Okay, Betsy Pollard, our philanthropy director, could not be with us today because she is at the beach on vacation. Lucky Betsy. But she did want me to, again, thank everybody on the scholarship committee and those who have contributed over time to the scholarship committee, because this past month, we have funded scholarships for 9 team members at Cedar Field, which is pretty amazing. What's also pretty amazing is that it was team members in varying departments, from nursing to administration to maintenance to dining. We spread the love in all of those departments with scholarships for our team members. Thank you for contributing to that and knowing how important it is to invest in our team members. Few quick announcements before I turn it over to our resident council president. One is, again, a reminder about handicap parking. I made the same announcement a few weeks ago in our resident council meeting. We have very few handicap parking spots on campus. We have many people who have placards or license plates that support them using our handicap parking places. Please make sure that if you do use those spaces, which you have the right to do, that you're mindful that there might be somebody else who might need a spot maybe a little bit more than you do. This specifically holds true for those who decide to park in places and leave their cars there for an extended period of time. The closest spots to the doors should be temporary spots. So someone coming to the clinic, someone coming to visit the dining room for just a few hours, or visiting a loved one in healthcare has the access to get where they need to go and do that safely. Again, we're not saying you can't park in those places, especially if you have a placard or have a handicap need to do that. But what I'm saying is please be mindful of others who might need them as well. Next on my list is Safety and Skills Fair. We at Cedar Field for the last, I'd say, 8 or 10 years have offered a special event for our team members that's called the Safety and Skills Fair. And it's a wonderful afternoon, typically, of 4 hours that we set up booths here in the fellowship hall and educate our team on safety procedures that they should be following and skills that will help them do their jobs more safely. Some of the things that we include in these booths are also emergency preparedness tips. So we have a hurricane booth, we have an earthquake booth, we have an armed intruder booth, And our team members learn in a way that is interactive and fun. And what we find is that they get much more out of coming to these different booths and talking with team members about different case scenarios than logging into a computer and learning that way. What we suggested and talked with our resident safety committee about is this year opening up the Skills and Safety Fair to residents. So you too could come and not only learn what we do to stay safe and prepared for natural disasters or events of such nature, but also what you can do to keep your safe as well. So the next one will be offered in October. As soon as we narrow down the date for that, we'll advertise that so you can put it on your calendar. And then we typically do one in the spring as well, and residents will be invited to join us for that if they would like to too. We just thought it was an extra way, especially recently with some concerns about the power outage and making sure we're better prepared for it, not only as team members, but as residents if it happens again. We think that Safety and Skills Fair will be a great way to share information with residents and have you ask questions too. The last thing, and this is just a coming soon. You know how you get those trailers at the beginning of the movies and they always end with coming soon? Coming soon will be our rebranded Cedarfield bus. We have had white buses for a very long time. Our new bus will look quite different, and I will leave the teaser at that. So coming soon, new Cedarfield bus, and I think you'll be excited when you see it. Okay, Mrs. President, please join us.
Hi, I'm Sherilyn Heatwell, President of the Residents Council, and I always like to start off this by thanking all of you, because when I look out here and see faces, I see an awful lot of faces that are either officers, committee chairs, area reps, welcome ambassadors, committee members. It takes a village, and behind the scenes every month is about 100 of you working to make lots of things happen. When you hear things from dining, when you hear things related to safety fairs, when you hear things related to the pond, behind all those decisions have been committee chairs and committees giving input into Cedarfield, and directors and administrators who are willing to work and listen to make this a wonderful place to live. So thanks to every one of you for making it happen. It's going to be a busy fall coming up for Residents Council. The team member holiday party is coming up, which is very, very important to our team members. It's our way of saying thank you. Since we're not allowed to tip them, we don't want them to get fired. It's our way to give back. So Paul Springman and Nancy will be handling our campaign for the monetary gift to our team members. Elvira will be, Saghetti will be handling the team member party. So when you get a call and ask to volunteer, please do so. It's a joyful day for the team members, and it's a day that you will not regret helping with. Also tucked in the back of the mind is a vision award that the Residents Association gives, and we need to start thinking about that in September and October. So lots of things coming up. If you're called to ask to help, we would appreciate very much if you say, well, it sounds like a lot, but it's not really, and you will enjoy it, and we will be eternally grateful for your help, and so will the team members. Thanks.
Okay, any directors have any other announcements to make? If not, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. The directors will be available after the meeting if there's any questions that you'd like to ask us on a one-on-one basis. And again, thank you for making time in your day to be here with us. Have a good one.